When working with large amounts of data, you sometimes encounter a problem called freezing. I will use a mouse wheel to scroll down and look at some of the other records. I can see other records, but not row 1. Now, I want to be able to see the top row all the time, so the idea of freezing a row or rows is easily achieved by using the View tab in the ribbon. By choosing Freeze Panes, we can freeze the top row, so when we start to scroll, we can see row 1 is always there. This is probably the most frequent use of this feature. This will have no impact on printing as it's simply a visual change. It's very useful and commonly used. You can save your workbook with this feature on and keep the feature on all the time. There are also other options. Sometimes you might want to freeze 2 or 3 rows at the top, or maybe just remove the feature. It's not possible to undo this feature, but we can return to the Freeze Panes option on the View tab and unfreeze panes to remove the feature. Also, if you use this data a lot and other people view the screen at times, it needs to be quite large when scrolling left and right and looking at some of the other data. But as we look at data in the other columns, we lose sight of which person we're dealing with, so we might want to see the people's names in column A all the time. It might be an idea to freeze this column. We may also want to freeze row 1 at the same time. So if we want to freeze both of these, click in the cell just under the row we want to freeze, into the right of the column. So that's B2, then go to Freeze Panes and just Freeze Panes. On this screen, the column separator and row separators slightly darker than the others, but now we can scroll up and down. Now as you scroll left and right, we'll always see column A. If we wanted to see columns A and B together, we'd unfreeze and then put the active cell here, and then freeze again and freeze columns A and B together and row 1. So we can always see these. So this is a very valuable feature to have.